Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second half here of Dropped Frames. We're going to talk a little bit about, I guess, an issue that maybe has been plaguing Twitch for quite some time, and for whatever reason, a recent DreamHack competition for Hearthstone decided, or was the point that Polygon decided to jump in and write an article about it entitled Racism, Hearthstone, and Twitch. And this sparked a lot of conversation amongst people like Mike Morhaime, who's the CEO of Activision, and getting Twitch's opinion on the matter as well. And now they're working together, apparently, because Twitch has some new plans for Twitch chat and how to kind of combat the ridiculousness that sometimes happens in a lot of these larger channels. But I kind of just wanted to bring this as a topic of discussion because I think it is something that can be talked about that's not just like, well, that damn internet people. Like, I think there are things that could happen to, one, improve this, two, kind of talk about the culture that has formed around things like Hearthstone, and figure out how that kind of goes into the whole aspect of Twitch. So I guess to start, where do you guys want to start? Because this is a huge topic that we can really spend about an hour on.
One place we can start is, we always talk about how new Twitch is, and about how Twitch is definitely something there's not a lot of Twitches. It's not, been established for decades. And a lot of people have their own expectations of Twitch that may or may not be accurate on what it really is. And what a lot of people feel that Twitch is they feel that Twitch as an entity controls and is responsible for everything on it.
Yeah.
And what's really important that people understand is Twitch facilitates content creators to do what they want to. So anything that happens on the confines of a Twitch channel, including the chat, is 1000% on the channel owner. And especially in a situation like the Polygon thing, where Twitch took the initiative and reached out and said, would you like us to help you with this? And they said, no, it's cool. Right. And then all of a sudden, all this shit happens, and all of a sudden people are pointing at Twitch, and it's like everyone pointing those fingers doesn't quite really understand what Twitch really is.
Well, yeah. Twitch, this is the way I've always related it to. Twitch is the stage on which we perform.
Right.
It's the house.
Great way to say it.
Perform. They do not write the play. They do not, do the performances. They just provide the platform on which we perform. Mm-hmm. They don't police. They police it in such a way that
they give you the tools to police it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If somebody crashes into you, you blame the driver, not the car. You don't blame the platform. Right. You blame the person that's running whatever the platform is being used for.
Right. And that's, to expand on that a little bit, if you ever want to see kind of what we're talking about where people don't understand this, go look at people tweeting at Twitch support. There are people every single day saying, this person is harassing me. Can you please do something about it? That's not really Twitch's thing. I mean, it sucks that that's happening to you, right? But it's not their fault that that's happening. The only thing they can do is ban them, and Twitch is not going to talk about the fact that they're banning someone like that, because it's between them and the user. It's not between you, the person that's doing that to you, and Twitch. Like, a lot of people think we're kind of just expanding on that more so than we even need to, but I just want to make sure that people understand that some people don't understand that, just to hammer that in.
Well, maybe we just need to give a brief synopsis of the situation.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We synopsis of the situation. There's a Polygon article about it if you want to read it, I'm sure.
Right. And the interesting thing to me is that this is not the only thing that's happened on Twitch that reinforces what happened at this particular incident. It's just the one that, for whatever reason, Polygon decided to write about. And so last week, there's a player by the name of Terrence Miller who participated in a Hearthstone event. He was in the finals for it. He ended up losing, but the issue was that while he was playing in this, the entire chat was just the most vile things that you can say in a chat. And it's because, of course,
racistly vile.
Racistly vile, yeah.
Specifically racistly.
Yeah, there's anonymous people, anonymity tends to kind of bring this out of people because it's so easy to just say something on the internet and everyone knows how this goes, so I don't really need to expand on that anymore.
Well, the thing that I always go back to, there's a great quote from As Good As It Gets.
Right.
He's talking about how do you write women, but Twitch chat is like what do you think of Twitch chat? Well, I think of a real person, and I take away reason and accountability.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The other interesting thing too that I mean, it's already happening in this chat, is that this tryhard emote is spammed anytime something racist occurs. Like this emote on Twitch is actually synonymous with racism.
Can we talk about why it's
Because there's multiple things, but in the Hearthstone community, if a card, there's a specific card that's actually banned in a lot of some of these smaller Hearthstone streams. That emote is banned in a lot of these smaller Hearthstone streams because there's a particular card that has to do with a monkey. And when that's played, the chat is then spammed with this emote. So like within that community, it's become a racist emote. And a lot of people have banned it, but the biggest Hearthstone streamers don't moderate their chat at all. And so it cultivates this kind of like this is okay type meaning. It's just ridiculous to me.
Wait, no. Okay, so I feel like we got to slow it down because you're right. This is such a big issue, and it's not. And I think that you need to really like drop it back a couple steps because like none of the emotes are intrinsically the problem. Like you can't blame the emote, and you should not take away tryhard.
100%. It should not go away. I agree.
Right. And then to the same effect, I think that answering the why question, spamming tryhard has in itself become kind of a meme, which removes that accountability that we talked about, like one slight step further, because when it's seen as like the thing that you do when said thing happens, like this card gets played, or, you know, for whatever reason, this Hearthstone streamer's on, like it's seen as this thing that people do, and somebody else is going to come in at one random time and just type it to be part of the spam. So I think like in itself, obviously the emote's not the problem. And I think that there are definitely, you know, there's definitely blame to be put on people for not moderating their chat. But like, how the fuck are you going to moderate somebody posting an emote? Like you can be like, yeah, that's obviously like a racist intent emote. What if, but like, then you have to play this like moral judge, be like, well, I did talk about chicken and he did post tryhard, but I'm not sure if that tryhard was racist enough for me. Like, who's going to do that?
Well, I mean, at that point, I guess I pose the question, and again, this is me posing questions. It's not my personal opinion. Do you ban that emote in a DreamHack chat with 50,000 people in it?
R9K mode or one of the 40 million other mod support tools that Twitch has at their disposal that you can, like R9K mode, no spam now. Like, right? You need unique messages to get through, or no spam. Reduced amounts of spam. Right?
Yeah.
And then just have an acceptable amount of mods, and the problem is virtually solved. Nightbot does 90% of the work too.
I got to be honest here. We
kind of jumped ahead.
Careful with this conversation
for sure,
because we are quickly going to get into like just straight like bandwagon racism stuff.
Sure,
and that's a really slippery slope. Like for instance, I have the Anil emote banned in my channel.
Another one that's used a lot when people talk about suicide bombing.
Hey man, Anil also promotes it. So hey.
And I love Anil to death. He is one of the most amazing guys on Twitch. And honestly, it is for that reason that it was one of the things that it was driving me crazy, seeing that over and over again associated with terrorism, with racist comments, and to know that like that. It got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. Like every time any type of like someone got blown up by an explosive, or God forbid, I played a game where someone blew themselves up somehow. Like it would just become completely unmanageable. And it literally triggered me. It got to a point where it was triggering me, where I was like, that's my buddy. Like, this is not okay. Like, what can I do to show? So I just banned the emote.
All right, and that's like a solution that you can have. I'm worried that this conversation is going to devolve into like, where does everyone personally draw the line on what is offensive and racist?
That's kind of what I was saying.
But I also think that
because I let it fly, but I'm definitely not going to promote it. Like something happens, like fine, like okay, and they're spamming Anil, and I'm like, all right, I understand where this is coming from, but I'm not going to acknowledge it.
The big problem that I associate it with is if you're walking down the street and you see a crowd of ignorant people being racist towards someone, it's not, obviously everyone's going to say it's not okay for someone to jump into that. Of course, it's racism regardless, right? Period, which is terrible. So going on that train of thought, like at what point do we draw the line saying it's okay, it's just Twitch chat? You know,
Right,
Like,
and
it
that's-
becomes this
Like to
really
draw it.
weird philosophical question where it becomes a lot more complicated.
We've had a similar discussion when talking about AGDQ chat.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I think they handle
Homophobia, racism,
Right.
all that stuff. It's all under the same umbrella where it's bandwagon targeted negativity. Like
Sure.
in even involving race or in that case sexual preference, like because that's just as bad. There's emotes out there and just a lot of talk also that kind of falls under the same umbrella. But it's interesting because and this actually goes back to the beginning to pull it back away from this, far away from this.
Right.
This is where we kind of have to understand that it's up to the channel owner
I
to
think-
make these decisions.
Exactly.
Like that.
We can all
That's
agree
where it
that's
falls.
the-
That's where the
that's-
buck stops.
That's the tip of the tree, right? And obviously, you know, we were just talking about like the base where everything's so spread out. You can't possibly cover all or any reasonable part of it. But if you
Right.
start up at the very top and you kind of nurture all of us here have very good chats. I'd say mine is the quote unquote twitchiest of the four of
the
us.
worst, absolutely.
But you know, and to an extent, I can, you know, that's fine. I think it is Twitch chat for everybody, one way or another, adds to the experience. And watching is an entirely different experience from watching myself. But each one of us also has done our best to make sure that at the end of the day, there's a positivity about the chat and things that are leaving our channel and things that we do. It's all pretty uplifting, right?
Right.
None of us have text to speech on and are laughing or finishing, you know, a joke. So like that stuff happens and it's easy to prevent. If in all honesty, like you don't have to do this or put yourself in a situation where you're going to be confronted by that. But it's entirely your own decision to do so.
I guess the question is, and I think I know the answer, but I just want to pose it, is there a specific area where Twitch should step in and say, you cannot do this anymore. You cannot do text-to-speech donations. You cannot do this in chat. You have to have some sort of moderation, because if you go to like a certain Hearthstone streamer's chat, you can't. Like, should Twitch step in and do something about this?
Here's the issue, though, because you can't have your cake and eat it too. If Twitch is not going to be responsible for it, they also can't do that. You know, like this is where that really gray line gets drawn, where you can't even see the line clearly. Because if Twitch were to start taking responsibility for that, then all of a sudden it is Twitch that you do need to start yelling at for that kind of thing. Because if they were to start doing that, then it's their fault. It's not happening on every other channel.
Okay.
So it's like it's honestly, it's a really weird position for Twitch to be in, because they're getting to the point where they have to police the internet, where they have to police anonymous 12-year-olds that think it's okay to call people the N-word when they're unhappy with them.
Right.
Like this is the people that they would be taking under their umbrella of, we moderate your experience.
So
Twitch,
Jericho, go ahead and answer. Then I have another question.
Yeah,
as well,
because I
Zeke,
think
if
I
you
have probably like a pretty different view from a lot of people. And I don't think that this is the way it's necessarily going to pan out. In my opinion, Twitch would probably go down the route of, since they're the biggest platform, you know, cutting down the corners and making it more of an accessible and brandable platform. Like, I see that as
when
the
you say
most
platform,
way.
you say Twitch as in general, just Twitch as a site.
Twitch as a site that also does produce its own content, just kind of as in YouTube as a platform and site. They do their own stuff too. So basically, Twitch tries to make themselves more friendly, and then you get a wild, wild west hitbox where all the rejected Twitch streamers will go or end up. But what I personally would love is Twitch does nothing and lets everybody decide who or what they want to do within the realms of like acceptable, you know, fair use. So there are tools that are out there currently that allow you to filter out donations with racist stuff in it. It's not hard. It's easy. It is the streamer's decision not to do that. And so anytime you see that, you just got to keep that in mind. And I think that if Twitch just keeps a hand off of everything and lets people do what they want to do, everybody will decide who they like to watch and stick to that area. But if something goes too far one way and is like seriously, you know, if the KKK is doing promotional streams, like, sure, fine. I can understand a legal reason to do that. But
right.
for the little stuff, I don't want to, you know.
When it affects your bottom line, you got to start doing something with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Now, I got to say, Bike Man in chat has been bringing up really good points throughout this whole discussion. But one that I really want to touch on that I honestly think hopefully will be kind of the solution to this whole DreamHack issue is it's been a long time since Twitch has really focused on giving channel creators more tools to moderate their chat, like an extensive moderator log, an ability to VIP people inside of sub mode so people can talk sub mode without having to pay money. Like there's all sorts of things that Twitch could do to emphasize we want viewers or we want streamers to have more control over their chat room without directly getting involved. And there are hundreds of things Twitch could do in that regard. And I'm hoping this whole DreamHack thing will kind of bump that stuff up the list.
I think it has, because
what they should deliver.
When the CEO of Blizzard comes in, who has, Hearthstone, which is there was an article actually this past week that said that 4 games control 60% of all views on Twitch. Hearthstone, I think, was one of those games. The CEO of that company steps in and says, like, hey, we need to do something about this. I would think that Twitch is probably going to react to that a little bit faster than they were originally going to.
If you give the content creator all the tools in the world, where it's like you can't use the plausible deniability thing, where it's like, I just couldn't handle it. I don't have the tools accessible. And I have talked with people who are doing this, trying to give us more tools.
Right.
Once you do that, then you can say, like, hey, you're going to get a strike if you don't crack down on this. You have the tools, just do it. But it's not Twitch themselves going in and doing the work for you.
Right, and I think that's within Twitch's right to do that.
I think
as well.
It is too.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're a company. They gotta protect their assets.
Right.
They're a company providing a very defined service of being, just like Zeke said, they are defining their service as the stage. They're saying this is what we are. Like, we're no more and we're no less, and this is what you should expect from us. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that hasn't made itself out into the wild yet. So people just come to Twitch, they see stuff like the DreamHack thing, and they go, man, what is this Twitch thing? This is terrible. Look how toxic it is. And look at all this. And it's like, actually, Twitch has nothing to do with this.
Right.
If you really want to talk about it. Like, if those DreamHack guys would have methodically made a banned word list, if they would have decided what they didn't want in their chat, hired a fleet of mods that knew exactly what they were doing. Like, there's so many things that they could have done.
Yeah.
And not turn down the Twitch initiative and helping. Like, there's so many things.
Right. That was kind of a big
better.
Yeah.
But now that it's not, like, the idea of blaming them is just like, if you understand what's going on, it's ridiculous.
We're all in agreement that the DreamHack is in the wrong here 100%. I mean, it's just that's just the way it is. That's a factual thing. It's just, how do we move forward from this and prevent it in the future, if you would like to. Zeke,
I can see the wheel spinning. Have you formulated a message? Because I see you very critically thinking, and I'm not.
I'm. It's an ever-changing world in which we live, and I'm not so confident in my opinion to say it never changes, because it does. It changes a lot regularly. I'm like, I've seen comments in chat about censorship, about like, how like that's bad. Well, okay, but you can see the other side of it where it's not bad when people are spewing hate speech. But then again, if you limit one thing, just a snowball effect where you're starting to limit all kinds of stuff. The other thing is, why are 4 white guys talking about race?
Right.
And
good point.
My argument to that is because it affects us. Because this is not
every day it affects us.
This is a Twitch thing, not we are affected by all things that go on in Twitch, and something like I think we have a right to be incensed about certain things. But forming a way to say like I have a right to my my anger or my being offended or whatever the fuck, finding a way to say that properly is tough, and that's why I'm sitting here like
it's incredibly tough, because it's the very subject that we're talking about is probably, to say it bluntly, is probably one of the easiest things to get triggered off. I could say one thing right now and it would half the chat would be like, JP is the fucking worst person of all people.
And you are, and you'd just be
I am, but I would just be showing it for
that's
real.
Most of what you say.
That's true.
To be fair, it's just not about race.
So I think, I agree with everything that Zeke was saying right there as well. But I also think like this is at the same time it's a topic that needs to be probably discussed. Not even by just us, just in general. Like, we're not doing a service by saying like, you guys should go talk about this. But I think it's been happening. And so we're just putting our own opinions on it.
And something important to mention is one of the beautiful things about Twitch, and this is one of the things that attracted me to it personally in the first place, is like when I used to run a guild, and it got to a point in that guild where I was like, you know, I've been with these guys in some cases, you know, some of them 8+ years we've been gaming together, and there was like 60+ of us. We all knew how each other worked. We really felt like that guild was our little corner of the internet. Like we knew what was good to say. We knew how to act around each other. We knew how to be respectful and how we could all have a good time. We can do that in our Twitch chats. We can do that in our channels. We can carve out a little section of the internet to do exactly what we want to do with it. Where, you know, and with that kind of thinking, your personal views reflect into that kind of thing. Or your channel, not necessarily your chat, because moderating chat can be a really tough thing, and not, especially the bigger you are, the more difficult it is. And it's not always feasible. Let's just say that bluntly. But in terms of the content you provide, how you act on stream, how you act towards those people in chat, that all defines what you want on your channel. There's no golden global rules that are ever going to apply to every Twitch channel. Just like Jericho, I think Jericho said earlier, what if the KKK opened a channel? Well, your views certainly aren't going to coincide with them, right? You know, and it's like, but they still have, you know, they can do whatever they want. They're people too. They can have their opinions. You don't have to agree with them. Screw them, you know, whatever. But at the same point, you know, it's up again. It all comes back to the beginning of what we were talking about. We can do whatever we want on our channels. That's how Twitch has always been, and it doesn't really get bigger than that. Like that's basically how it is. We decide what's in our little corner of the internet. And that's it. So, and we can decide what's okay and what's not.
The second, I guess, thing I'll propose or read here is Morhaim's statement that he gave Polygon. And so he says, to help combat this type of behavior during live events, we've reached out to players, streamers, moderators, along with partners like Twitch, DreamHack, and others to get consensus.
What the players going to do?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. And collaborate on what to do differently moving forward, he told to Polygon. To that end, we're investigating a pilot program that Twitch has in the works to streamline moderation and combat ban evasion. We're also updating our esports tournament partner policies with a stronger system of checks and balances and repercussions to provide a better chat experience around our content.
Sure. So it's going to be sent. I mean, they're going to just do with it what they want. That's fine. They can do that. That's cool.
I mean, to some,
as long as it doesn't affect how I can run my chat, that's fine.
Right. I mean, I think to some extent, Blizzard has to worry about what type of message they're sending if this is only happening, and it's not. But if it is only happening, or there's a stronger case of it in Hearthstone specific streams, then does Blizzard, as the people that made Hearthstone, have a right to warrant what's going on in a lot of these bigger streams?
Yeah, because they
or
own
a
the
lot
IP.
To decide, rather.
You know, you kind of get. Actually, now that I think about it, you got both of your balls being held. One's by Twitch, your left nut, and your right nut is whatever game you're playing. Like both of these have the ability to just grab your balls and take them from you. You know,
right?
So like if Twitch decides they don't want you to do whatever, they can do that. And if Blizzard's like, no, we don't want your encouraging hate on our game. No, we don't want you. They can remove that from you. It's not going to change your community, but they both have power over you.
What would you guys think about the ability to disable chat in a channel?
You can.
Yeah.
You can just say no chat.
I think
would fucking hate that for
Pokemon
did that. Pokemon did
that voids out a big part of why you're on Twitch.
Yeah.
Right. I think
No,
But yeah, having that option, absolutely. No, that's another. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think for people like I was reading a lot of comments and just on like other sites like NeoGaf, Reddit, just about this topic. And like that was the number one thing that people said is like, why do people care about Twitch chat so much? And I felt like those people have never been on Twitch for an extended amount of time. Like they just don't understand what that actually means.
Your chat right now.
I don't know why I just turned it into chat emotes, but
no, someone did put on emote.
Someone put on emote only, JP.
Oh. Well, that has to be one of my mods that
Here,
did that.
you know how you do it then? There's got to be the reverse. Emotes off. Just fucking
there is.
Take off emotes.
Okay.
And then now you can't spam tryhard. Woo.
But then no one would sub to us.
Well, I mean, nobody would sub to Hearth's Blizzard.
Yeah.
They don't need my money. They've already got enough of it. So.
It's all right. TB's already ruined my chat. We'll just let a staffer do it as well today. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I forgot where we were. No.
Well, I guess I don't know like where to stand on like everything's legal or nothing's legal. Like that's kind of it's like everything's allowed or nothing's allowed, like censorship wise.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like,
hasn't
I mean,
Twitch?
it's. I've always viewed my channel particularly as a dictatorship. Like it's my channel. I am God in this channel. What I
Right.
say goes, and it's there's no democracy here. I have final word on everything in my channel because that's my little section. That's my little corner of Twitch that I have 100% control over. So that's that. I think that's where I would draw the line. I would say whatever's in your channel, you know, as long as it's not, you know, you're not threatening to, you know, kill or bodily harm anybody, stuff like that. Like, I guess I would leave it to the channel and just not go to that channel. It's kind of like Hustler Magazine, you know,
Right.
like if you don't like
Yeah,
it.
I guess.
Does Riot use sub only mode on their stream for their Riot Games channel, or is it open chat? Does anyone know? Does anyone
Used to
watch?
be open chat back in the good old days.
Yeah, like does the LCS maybe our chat could tell us if it's open
One
mode.
thing I have heard is that sometimes Riot can over moderate, which is an interesting thing to bring up for a conversation like this. Is when does the
don't.
enforcement of stuff like that take away from the experience?
It does clearly. Like,
Yeah.
you just, if you literally limit it everything to being very static, generic, Nintendo approved steel of like PG level, then yeah, I wouldn't enjoy it.
Are Nintendo chats sub mode, or do they even have chat? Because I feel like
They
if there's
usually have
any,
it off.
I usually think if there's any company that would just be like, you know, fuck Twitch chat, it would be Nintendo. It would be
That's what I was thinking too.
yeah. Like I wonder if like during their direct Nintendo Directs, if they even have chat on.
I wanted to say, because it just occurred to me, like we're talking about censorship as if it's a thing that Twitch can start or will start or won't do. They already moderate the games you can play because they already have deemed certain games unstreamable to Twitch.
Very true. Also, think about the reasons that people have been banned off Twitch recently.
Also very interesting. And the only solution is Twitch is going to hire everybody at Riot, and no League streamers will ever exist. Ever again. They'll all be banned.
Well,
everybody.
but the important thing to mention with that kind of stuff is they do have a terms of service,
Right.
and most, if not all, of that kind of stuff is stuff in black and white in a document you can read on the internet. So that's
Yeah. Most.
good. Yeah, I was gonna say like 95%.
Wait, is someone in chat again? I'm trusting chat, but they said you need to sign into Facebook to talk in Riot
Yeah.
chat.
Yes. I also have added
Heard
that.
about that, yeah.
You need to be a Facebook. You need to have an account linked to Facebook. That's just another way to cut down on, you know, alternate accounts.
Do
and
they
shit
only
like
have Facebook? Is the something like is the
that. I don't know.
the tool you can log into? I didn't even know
That's
that was
just
a
in
thing.
your set. It should just be in your settings. I'm pretty
Interesting.
sure it's a partner option. Which is great. That's cool. I mean, and again, all of this just boils down to give everybody more moderation tools, like follower only chat, where you have to be followed to chat. That's cool. Let me incentivize.
That would help
you know,
streamers.
barrier of entry. You could even fucking do, you have to have been following for 5 days, or you could do these things. I'm sure the back end is not fun to deal with, but there's things you can do to, you know, limit the amount of people that can talk unless they're actually watching it.
I mean, let's
I
talk
wouldn't
about
do it, but
some of those things. Like I'm super. That would be amazing if they just said like, if they had a field in the back end that's like must be following for X days to be able to chat. I would
they
love
go
that.
to an OG
Dude,
chat.
something I've pitched to Twitch multiple times is a reverse slow mode. You have to have been in the channel for X minutes, 5, 15, 30 before you can talk. I mean, think about, to know that if you got timed
Yeah.
out or anything, you'd have to reset that timer. Think about the people that just post random spam or shit all the time. Like, think how much that would make that would make that a much tougher decision if they're just gonna spam stuff in the channel.
That'd be really
Because
cool.
it's like, you're gonna not be able to come back for 30 minutes. Also, the ability to IP ban per channel.
Right. Yeah. That seems like
Oh my god! Like, dude, we had a guy today playing Fallout 4. He came back on 4 different names to spoil the ending of Far Harbor. which is the
Jesus.
DLC that comes out tomorrow. And
Yeah.
every single name was the
Dedication,
exact same name 1, exact same name 2, exact same name 3. And it's like, how can I not ban this guy permanently? Like,
Yeah.
why is this a thing?
But
Like,
then,
Yeah. don't know.
yeah.
Like
So
what?
then-
What? I guess to play devil's advocate, or to let you guys play devil's advocate. What would be the reasoning to not let someone be IP banned on your channel?
accidental IP bans are probably more difficult to reverse, than just an account ban.
I guess that's true.
It's also
probably
not 100%
irreversible.
effective if you're planning on being a little shitlord. You probably know how to change your IP.
Right.
I mean, if we're gonna be completely honest, or VPN. Like, how everybody who's being a shitlord is using a VPN
Right.
if they're
I
not
guess
an idiot. So
my to combat that, it would be like, well, it would deter someone from being like, oh, I got a VPN now to this channel, or oh, I got to reset my IP. You know, it would deter a
get
little bit about that. But,
and yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's tons of ways around an IP ban, and for
Right,
most
right.
people, it would be a slap on the wrist. But for some, it would make them go, maybe I don't care enough to troll. You know, like there would. That's just another barrier to set up.
actually, you know what? The bigger issue is people who are legitimately using VPNs from like Europe that would just be fucked because if you IP ban all of these, they
Right.
legitimately can't just
Or-
watch. Period.
you know, someone just messaged me, but schools like universities, you would ban an entire university sometimes if you
That'd be
denied
so
an IP.
fucked
That
up.
is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I mean, for instance, if there was like a a house with 5 Twitch viewers in it, and one of them acted the fool and got them all banned from the house.
That'd be oof.
Yeah, it's true. Zeke, I see
That's
it. I
one
see
thing.
again.
Stop
There-
talking
there's-
shit.
There was something that was that came up in my brain. I don't know if this would do anything, but what if, like, going off of Co's idea, but what if newly made accounts had to wait half an hour before they could chat in any room?
I mean,
Like,
but
there's a message saying, "Hey, welcome to Twitch. Walk around a little bit,
Yeah.
30 minutes, and that would like take care of
And I
a lot
think
of
there's
the
always
re-up.
something around it, though.
something
I
that
don't-
you hit
I
on
don't know.
there.
There's
something,
always something around it, but the more barriers like that
Yeah.
Twitch puts up, the more it shows they're trying to at least do something to prevent it.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that the writers of the article, like that Polygon wrote, that's the kind of stuff they can't ignore when they're writing those articles. So it's all about
Okay.
perception of Twitch as a whole.
True.
If they're doing their best to work towards a positive environment while maintaining all of the normal equilibrium they want to between themselves and the channels, that goes a long way for people that, more importantly, don't know what Twitch is.
Yeah.
Because they see them making the efforts, they see them at least trying to do something while maintaining their arm's reach of, we don't control these channels, just a heads up. I can just imagine the logo, Twitch, and then under it's like, we do not control our content. It's like
Yeah.
you know, so it's that stuff. Even though to us it seems really small, this can be the difference between, hey, this service is cool, or this service sucks, to people that have never heard of it.
Yeah. I think something that Zeke said in there that we've said multiple times on the show that would also help, in the sense that, we've said that content creators determine their own rules for their own channel. And we've said this before as a want, like if there was some way that Twitch would allow content creators to just have something pop up for a brand new visitor to the channel saying like, these are the rules, this is what flies in this chat, this is what doesn't fly.
Pinned chat message. Right
Yeah.
up there, man.
Or even if it just pops up
I want it
like
over my chat box.
Over the
they
chat
cannot
box, yeah.
Type in my chat room without
they agree.
seeing my rules, typing their Twitch name in the little thing and hitting I
You know
agree.
who
Yeah.
does that? Every Reddit subreddit, period. Even the Twitch subreddit. You can it gives you your rules to
That's
post
right.
there. Like,
Yep.
you can't miss it.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
And when that kind of stuff comes down the pipeline, every one of those little rules that Twitch implements will see the chat get just a little bit better every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. But at the same
looking
time,
forward
he mentioned a pilot program that Twitch has in the works, so I want to see what
First
that is.
chat bots,
They're working on it, man.
Yeah.
then view bots. We're cleaning out Twitch. We're making it pure again.
Dude, viewbots are fun, man. I love watching people with viewbots. It's really
I love
interesting
getting on
to
and
me.
I'm just like, well, that one wasn't even difficult. You got to get into like the 300s before you like really start trying to you got to play detective.
What
know?
there so for whatever reason, I've seen viewbots that are just like they go in like none of them are just like 924.
No, it's like
they're
5,000.
they're like 950. They go in like very noticeable increments. For example, there was someone streaming Battleborn the other day. He had 657 viewers. 7 of those viewers were real people.
Oh yeah.
Everyone else in there was a bot.
Have you seen somebody built a tool that's not obviously it's not 100% effective, but what it does is it cross checks the amount of people that are in Twitch on the Twitch page, like with real accounts, and
I've
how
seen
many
that.
of them are not logged in.
Right.
And it's so funny because it's like, statistically speaking, 30% or more, you're looking at something that's going weird. Maybe
Right.
they're getting posted.
There's something that I think Tally found that he basically opens up like the source code or the page code in Chrome, the developer mode, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. And he injects some code in there and it spits out that number that you just said. So I think that's what that tool does. Yeah.
It just checks the difference. And most of them are like, especially in Counter-Strike. I mean, I don't need to be PC. These people have no fans that would attack me because they don't have viewers. It's like, there are like 4 or 5 Russian girl streamers, and there's like a couple Russian dude streamers up there with like 3,000 viewers. And I'm like, I posted a video to 1 million people on YouTube, and I got 3,500 viewers. Like, fuck off now with your and it will say like 3,000 accounts not in chat, 100 real people.
The other.
Yeah. The part for me, man, every so often, like it's kind of funny because I follow a lot of times if I see someone I think is viewbotting, I'll follow them just to kind of
watch them,
see what they're doing.
Exactly. I do the same
and
thing.
The part that is just the giveaway for viewbotters, and I almost feel bad about saying this because I hope like they don't adjust their tactics, but
they're gonna adjust. Don't do it.
Whenever these people will switch their games mid-cast to a completely different style of game, and you see their numbers like stay exactly the same.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Between like they'll have 700 viewers, and then they'll play they'll go from like Stellaris to Rust, and then they'll have like 705 viewers 3 hours later. It's just like,
yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm not playing CS:GO. I'm not getting viewers. Like, don't front right now.
The other one too that
oh man,
whatever the big, I don't know like what the big service is right now, but there must be some like through line for all of them is that they started getting these messages in chat where like it'll be like, man, I don't have any money right now, but if I did, I'd sure donate to this streamer. And they just like, you'll see the same message like over and over in the chat from like different accounts. And I'm like,
they're evolving.
Huh. And they'll be like, man, you're really funny. I'm going to follow you. And they post like messages like this. It's fucking hilarious. It's one of my favorite things.
Honestly, can't wait until they get like, a really good botnet of like almost sentient AI and nobody has any idea.
Yeah, no one knows.
And nobody knows, because then I will finally be famous and I'll finally be able to view bot.
There you go. You're just waiting for that day.
I'm falling off. I gotta get back on the horse. View bot.
The absolute
and bots like won't like come into my chat and go rip ears anytime I yell.
Right.
Yeah,
or my favorite.
Or you suck at aiming.
Yeah.
How about
jerks, man?
None of you guys play CS, but we get super cool bots that spam like somebody be like, shit, hey man, I was having a really bad day, but then I doubled my money on CSGOLotto.com. and I'm just like, motherfucker, I was responding to you. And like it came out or it'll be like like use this code for 50 cents on your first gamble. And I'm like, you guys are getting there. We're getting there.
Yep.
I thought we had something special.
I was like having a full conversation with this guy. I'm like texting him on my phone, and he's like, "By the way, do you use CS:GO Net?" And I'm like, "Fuck, you got me." It's bot.
Something else that I wanted to throw at you guys, which I thought was, I still don't know where I stand on it, but Overwatch has been down since the open beta. Overwatch still has more viewers on Twitch than Battleborn. I just like saying that because people are playing. They're playing recorded streams or recorded footage on Twitch.
I don't care.
Like I don't think I care. But I think it's just
the VOD system is, right?
But no. They're not doing playlists.
Gaming content.
Yeah,
it's the definition of a gaming talk show.
That's funny. But that's fucked up though.
I did it the other night too, and I was like, this feels kind of like I'm not okay with. I guess I'm gonna go play some. Man, Overwatch is a really good game, you guys.
Dude, Overwatch is not the first time this has happened.
It's not. It's not. Yeah.
I mean, it's becoming a somewhat normal thing. The only big thing is that none of those should be under Overwatch. None of them. They should all be under gaming talk shows because that's what they are. Pre-rolled content with a content creator commenting over it. Like they're not doing any gaming. It's not a gaming stream.
Yeah.
So that's the only issue I have with it. The fact that those streams exist, more power to them. If you're a huge Overwatch fan and you want to, talk about plays you're watching or characters or how much you're going to play the game and stuff, more power to you. Do whatever you want. But you're not playing Overwatch, so you shouldn't be in the Overwatch category.
It's so funny because like there's one stream in particular it's 24/7 Overwatch. It's just the same like 8 or 10. I don't know how much hours of gameplay he has, but there's no commentary. It's just his footage, and he sits in the top Overwatch spot with like. Last night he had like 800 or 900 views and like 300 followers on the channel, and it's just gameplay with no voice over it.
You know who's
drastically reminds me of Justin TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
When people would put on like copywritten shit like South Park, Trailer Park Boys and shit like that, and just leave it playing for 24 hours, and there'd be hundreds of people like just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
Like me. I would do the same thing. I would sit there and watch. Just put on a video and loop it, or a season of something and loop it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I was gonna say that that Philly D actually Twitch has a rebroadcast system that exists. We did it for the race.
Oh yeah, it's playlist.
And so I mean, but like even before, I'm talking like 2 years ago, we had it turned on. So like they've had this, and Philly D, certain select channels got the ability to do that.
Right.
And he would actually only be live like 2 hours a day, but he would always have this stream looping, and it would say like replay on it, which is fine. That's cool, and I have no problem with that. ESL does it, and they're in and they're in the CS:GO area. I have no problem with them being in the game directory as me. Honestly, it's content that. Like, if you have this in gaming talk shows and this becomes popular, like, how are you going to sort through 400 of these type streams to find, like, that's Counter-Strike. I don't mind it being there. It's not taking away viewers that would be watching me, honestly. And maybe if it is, like, then maybe that gameplay deserves it. I fucking suck if I can't.
I mean, I guess there is something to be said, like, if raw gameplay is more entertaining with no audio over it than your stream where you have every ability to do whatever the fuck you want, then maybe they deserve those views.
Yeah, fuck, what was his name? Gosu. I Am Gosu never spoke or had a cam.
Really?
He was a league streamer. He's like one of the top. He's like top 30, especially in like the prime. He was pulling like 20,000 viewers a stream because he was just that fucking good.
He's just good at the game.
Yeah, and he played top 20 like Pandora Pop. It sucked. I hated it. But like, you really couldn't hate on the dude. It's like, you're so good that you shit on my stream without speaking or saying or having anything there. You're just that good.
Yeah, that's interesting. Co?
Yeah.
I gotta say though, there's some really good points being brought up in chat, and specifically I saw a couple involving CS:GO commentating and StarCraft 2 commentating.
Yeah.
Because like for instance, if you're watching 2 StarCraft pros play, it's on your channel and you're commenting on the match live.
Mm-hmm.
There's no good reason why that shouldn't be under StarCraft 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that.
So I mean,
I did that
same
too.
for CS:GO tournaments and things like that. Now, I think it becomes a little bit different if the entire thing is pre-recorded, or if the person commenting is not in any. Well, see, but this is where lines start getting drawn. I was about to say if the person commenting has nothing to do with the match, but then at that point, it's like, what if they're being really informative and they're 100% watching and commenting on everything? Like I don't know. I guess game category, the whole process is okay, and I guess where the game is on Twitch is kind of just plain semantics at that point. But yeah, I mean those are really interesting things to think about when talking about rebroadcasting, especially if someone is adding new things to it.
Yeah, I think it's another form of content that's fine. I know it's not intrinsically live, but like the way that it's being presented is in a live format. So why doesn't it deserve to be here?
Contractually, you can't stream someone else's stream and talk over it on Twitch, right?
Unless it's specifically been okayed.
Unless you have approval.
Okay, that's right. I was just making sure we weren't going to see a fucking YouTube issue that they have now where we get the React videos.
Yeah.
React streams.
Yeah, I was going to say that would be terrible. But people still do it for like raids and stuff. I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
Which is Yeah. Okay.
I think it's fine if you're giving someone 1,000 viewers, you can sit there and or X
You can
amount of
toy
viewers.
with your food. Jesus,
You can sit there and watch them for a little bit. Yeah. So, let's talk about a little bit of news. There's really not too much out right now. It's kind of like the calm before the storm that is E3, which is actually in about 30 days from now.
See you guys there.
Nope. Well, you'll see Zeke there. Me and Co aren't going.
Well, fuck you guys too, then. You know.
I heard you
I'm
were
not
going.
fucking good enough for you, you son of a bitch.
No, you are. But
I
like,
fight you at E3.
I hope you do, and we record it and monetize it and upload.
Can we do
You're
sock and
so fast,
boppers?
Yes, those
Ooh.
things were not fucking. They hurt.
They do.
Like overinflated, just like getting hit with a pillar or like a fucking rock. But
Well, let's do sumo.
yeah,
That's,
just
that
do
you
a
guys are just talking.
bunch
That's
of it.
like E3 is
Sorry.
happening right here.
it is. This is it. You don't even need to go.
Just really
Yeah.
weird things around other people in gaming. That's basically
they
E3.
reached out this year to a lot of content creators and gave us all media badges.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
And they
Very
also
fun.
said like, hey, if you want a spot on the floor, let's talk.
Yeah, and that is unprecedentedly cool. They, especially with the way PAX has been snubbing people and or just being difficult to deal with, to have a representative just say, hey, we got you on a list. If you want to come, let's talk here.
Yeah.
Like, there's the pass, no requirements. Just show up.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, cool.
You need to do three minutes of video footage, please, to get this. Shut the fuck up, Pax. I'm so tired of that shit.
I got a phone call
ridiculous.
from their media director.
Really?
When I went off on them on
You went
Twitter.
off on Twitter about it, yeah.
Yeah, and I got a phone call from them like, listen, we never said any of that, and honestly, we're just trying to have some accountability so we can say to the vendors that that you're giving them,
Some
credit
coverage.
where credit is due. And I was
Yeah.
like, I will link all of the vendors in my description. And they're like, that's all you need to do. I'm like, why don't you just say that? And like, well, we don't feel it's like difficult to understand. Like, well, all right, I will continue to get denied and then have to call you every year just to be like, hey, man, this is my 9th convention. Let's do
Yeah.
this. Come on.
Let's do it again. Yeah, for sure.
What are his drop frames plans? People want to know.
You
posted it
Restream it.
already. But
yeah,
Restream it.
we're
We made
restreaming
a
it.
video and everything, man.
Yeah, we did a real good job with that. I did about 3 seconds of editing on that video, so we worked really hard on it.
Oh, I've never
I
seen the
practiced
video.
for hours.
I never saw the video.
It's just us in a 2-cam slot instead of a 4-cam slot with this logo saying, hey, we're going to be covering E3. And this is how, and Dodger and Strippin are going to be joining us, and we're talking over all the panels, and that's that. It's just exactly what it was last year. So,
That shit is going to be
Oh,
so
can you
hype.
not have Dodger or Strip It because you won't want me back if you have them on.
look, Zeke, you're always a part of Drop Frames. You're always a part of Drop Frames. It's okay.
You can always be a guest, Zeke. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we can all, yeah.
God damn.
Thank you.
Some news that hit today. Take-Two released its financial 2016 report. Said that Rockstar is going to be revealing new projects soon, so maybe we get some new Rockstar games announced at E3, which would be kind of cool.
Nice.
Whether that's a new Bully, or whether it's a new Red Dead Redemption, which a lot of people have been saying there's rumors of,
Red Dead 2.
A lot of
Yeah.
teasing.
which would be pretty cool to see that rolled out.
I never finished the first one, so whatever.
You should watch the ending. It's worth it. We said that before. Also, this is kind of a crazy stat. GTA 5 has shipped 65 million units.
I'm 7 of those.
That's fucking yeah. Well, because we bought it on PC and then PS3 and then PS4
And
again.
then
and yeah.
again. And
65 million.
holy fuck.
That's fucking redonkulous, man. That
They
is-
deserve it, man. That was a great game. To this day, it's one of the most viewed content on YouTube. Like,
Really?
they're- Yeah.
I guess I could see that.
millions of views. Custom
Wasn't
maps.
even a big GTA fan. Absolutely loved GTA 5.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Loved it. Loved
I
it.
still, to this day, get people coming in my chat asking
Calling you.
if I'm Trevor.
You act
That
and
Trevor?
look like him.
He grew his hair.
Oh,
No,
man.
it's because of the way I talk, I guess.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, attitude, way I talk.
Yeah. I mean, let's not even get into the math. Let's just not even talk about your addiction. I'm joking.
You
That's
promised
a
you would
joke.
fucking bring that up, man.
I'm sorry.
You
Look, that's a
promised me,
joke.
man.
That is actually a joke, chat. That's
He's-
just not real.
He's kidding. Just kidding. Just because I live in Montana, the most meth per capita state in the union, doesn't mean I do it.
It's true.
Pretty
It's
sure
true.
there are preschool classes on it there.
I didn't know this, and I guess you guys didn't either, but apparently Homefront and the ending credits of Homefront: The Revolutions, Homefront Revolution.
Yeah, no fucking shit, I don't know that.
It features a 3-paragraph note describing the game's troubled development. That's kind of crazy.
Why would they put it at the end and not at the start being like, you could have sob-storied me into playing that game. I would have been nicer.
I want to read this. It says, this
Read
is
it out.
a word from the game director. This is what's
I
said
feel
in
bad.
the end of the credits of the new Homefront title. Homefront: The Revolution has been in development for just over 4 years, and as some of you may be aware, the path has not always been a smooth one. Several reboots, the original publisher going into liquidation, the development studio changing ownership. I could go on. Thankfully, throughout all these difficult times, key people have kept faith and believe in the IP and the team's ability to deliver a quality game. And I would especially like to acknowledge blah, 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 and how blah, 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 unwavering support without which this game and the studio would not exist. For the team members that have made it to the end, I salute you in your endeavor. To create a game of this size and complexity with a relatively small team is a remarkable achievement. For those that we lost along the way, I would like to thank you for all your contributions, and we'll find your names in the special thank you section. Finally, for all of you that have enjoyed playing this game, I promise you this is just the beginning. So there you go.
But they don't say I'm sorry.
From
They don't say
Hazit
I'm sorry
Zala, the studio
once.
head. Yeah.
They should have
That's-
dropped it just like they should have dropped Duke Nukem. They should have how 12 years, right? It took for the new Duke Nukem.
14, I
to
think.
come
Yeah,
out.
something like
They
that.
should have just dropped it. Like after 3, they should have been like, never mind. Like if this game is as bad as you're saying it is, they should have just
Fuck
washed it.
them. Yeah, I was.
The fact that they felt that it was necessary to put that in the end credits
And then
shows
didn't-
that there were people on that team that knew
hated it.
exactly what they were selling.
And
Yeah.
not only, and that makes it almost worse because they didn't
That
say
almost
sorry.
makes it worse.
They were just like, as you know, we got fucked up along the way. Shouts out to the people that stuck in it for whatever reason, and everybody else, thanks, I guess. And thanks to you guys for believing in us, but we shit the bed.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, fuck your game.
There you
man.
go. There you go.
That's so
That
frustrating.
makes it even sadder for the people that weren't making decisions that again, like we said earlier, they were pouring their heart and soul into trying to make a good game, but didn't have any decisions on the game design or game development or any of that stuff. Like that's like a oh man,
It's like the day after a party, like going like, hey man, I appreciate you inviting me over to your house for the first time. Sorry about the upper decker. Yeah,
No,
Really?
they don't say the words "I'm sorry."
Oh,
They-
that's
it's like-
right.
It's like them coming over and being
don't,
like,
yeah.
I got left as a kid. My parents weren't there for me. Just wanted to thank.
That was the reason behind the upper
yeah.
decker.
And it's like you still shit in my top tier of my toilet. Like,
But you never.
but you didn't say sorry. You just explained why you did it.
That's true. It's a good.
and now more importantly,
I like it.
if you
I
want
like
to know
it.
where it is, it's in the second door on the left, and you go clean it up.
you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, and it's just like,
Or you can pay for the cleaning lady like we did.
oh
Yep,
my
I like it.
God.
Some other news. Fans of GameTrailers.com will be happy to know that all of the videos on that site have been moved over to IGN, so at least they're going to be saved somewhere, not just thrown away for the rest of time, which is good because a lot of those like retrospectives and stuff are some of the best content that Game Trailers has ever done for like Final Fantasy. They did one for now I'm blanking. I think there was one on Chrono Trigger. The retrospectives, if you guys have never seen that, are like really fucking good videos about some of your favorite franchises out there. So those are all on IGN, and you get to deal with IGN's shitty player, but at least they're still there. What else? I guess to kind of jump into the Overwatch hype, 9.7 million players played in the open beta. It was the largest, I think it's been declared the largest beta ever in terms of just the amount of people playing.
Wow, really?
I was talking to people that I didn't know even played games or anything like that, and the guys in my comedy troupe.
Yeah.
And I was, we weren't talking about anything in particular. And then one of them said Overwatch. I was like, Overwatch? What the fuck?
You played Overwatch?
You played Overwatch? It's like, oh yeah, like me and like 10 of my friends like did it. I was like, fuck, this is way, way bigger than even I thought it was.
Yeah. It's kind
random.
of crazy. I think the thing that like, that's a big number and all, but the thing that put into perspective for me was that they had more people play that than play the open beta of Star Wars Battlefront, which was 9.4 million for their open beta for across all consoles as well. For an IP that's as big as like Star Wars transcends all forms of media, and they had more people play it.
It's important to mention, though, that Blizzard has instant access to millions of gamers
You're
that
not
they
wrong.
can show this product to instantly. So they're already gamers. They already like Blizzard products, and they're like, here's more. So, I mean, it's one of the biggest gaming companies in history
Yeah.
with a brand new product that is pretty damn good.
With a launcher
Like-
that everybody already uses. So, like,
Or has
Well,
used because everyone played WoW.
right.
Well, and also like
Or Hearthstone. Or
like
Yeah.
not all people who
Oh,
love
yeah,
Star
Hearthstone.
Wars like video games, but everyone who
true.
likes Blizzard likes video games.
Exactly.
That's a
good
good
way to put it.
that's a good yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not still freaking incredible. It's a really good look at kind of the forward motion of video game development, because
Yeah.
it's great that we can get to a point where that kind of thing happens.
It's also
And
really
hopefully the next big step we'll be seeing something like that from a non-Blizzard-esque company. Like that's
Yeah.
hopefully the next kind of
What
big
was
thing.
I wonder what Call of Duty COD Black Ops 2 or 3's open beta was, because that also had an open beta and it was across 3 platforms.
you
not
got to
just-
remember though that I would think, I don't have any basis for this. I would think that the PC world would play a hell of a lot more Blizzard games than it would play a Call of Duty game.
No, you're 100% right, but
But
the
at the
fact
same
that it was still
time-
an open beta. That's
Yeah.
why I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have those numbers. The other thing that after the Star Wars thing, which is pretty cool, is that the servers were like pretty fucking stable. And it made me really excited that it's not going to be a Blizzard, historically, a Blizzard launch where the servers just don't work.
Oh,
Dude, the whole game was stable.
Yeah.
Bug-free, very rarely crashed.
matchmaking. That's the only thing. The group matchmaking was fucked. I don't know what they did.
Really? And maybe I
would
played
get
off
into a
hours
game-
or something.
Oh, yeah. So I think I logged like 48 hours while the beta and open beta were up, and it was great. But when you played solo, you could get into a match like, let's say, every 2 minutes or less. That would be like the standard. But in a group, multiple times we'd be waiting 5 minutes plus, and we'd restart the queue, and it was just group matchmaking was not as good as I had hoped it would.
Were you
be.
playing peak hours, like 5
Yeah.
to 6? Okay. I was
I
playing a little
started
bit
streaming at
later, so
4.
that might be why.
I don't know.
But yeah, it launches apparently, according to a senior game developer, it launches next Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern instead of
Oh,
Tuesday.
not midnight.
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna start your stream at 7 then?
If that's when the game launches, yeah. They shipped all the retail dates to actually ship the game out on Monday so that you have a code if you bought the retail versions. Like my Amazon shipping date and Best Buy shipping date for the 4 collector's editions I bought are changed to Monday, and they're going to be arriving Monday. So that's kind of cool.
Yo, you see the jacket I got?
I did not. Which one did you get?
The Overwatch, like the button down.
Oh yeah, I got that at BlizzCon last year.
You know what's crazy? I didn't know that I didn't know how much it costs. So I was just like telling people on my stream it's like $80 or $100. It's $60. It's like the nicest $60 jacket
How do you, the
Never
thing
been
is, this is so often. How do you wash that?
in a washing machine.
You just throw it in a washing machine?
It has literally on the tag the washing machine instructions, like every other article of clothing.
I don't know if I want to wash that jacket though. I feel
That's disgusting, and you should wash it at some point.
I've only worn it like 30 times. I mean, it's still clean.
Yeah, if it doesn't smell, I guess. Like, just.
I just didn't know how to wash it. I didn't know if I had to take it to a dry cleaner or if I just throw it.
I mean, you can take it to the dry cleaner.
I haven't worn it in like
video
6
game.
months because of that.
What have you guys been up to this week? What's new?
New video
Look.
game came out called Washing JP's Jacket. It was-
Oh, yeah, how's
Actually,
that one?
I just bought a new washer and dryer last week, so I could talk a lot about washers and dryers. They're pretty cool.
Aaron, you for real? Just like,
What did she say?
are you for real?
Microsoft killed Project Sparked and no one cared. A lot of people
Yeah.
were kind of interested in like why that failed, but I think if you played the game, you kind of understood. Had a lot of promise, but it just didn't
What
care.
about Infinite being killed?
What do you mean?
Disney's video game.
Oh yeah, Disney Infinity. That's right. We talked about that a little bit last week. They shut it down.
Oh, I guess it was more than a week ago.
Yeah.
Just about. It was just about a little bit over a week ago, and that
Yeah.
was a horrible situation. A lot of really
money.
good devs got laid off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's really shitty.
Some success stories though. There were, and we talked about this a little bit last week though. There were some companies that really stepped up. Like there were other dev companies that were like, look, we've fast tracked the process of you getting your resumes to us. Like if you are part of the Infinity layoff, talk to us. Like
That's
it was
pretty nice.
It was really cool to see the game dev community kind of come together after that.
I see that happening more and more a lot when some of these big studios, close down. Is the first thing that happens is like, really sorry to hear that, and then you see all these companies like, we'd love to have you come work over here, send in your resumes. Like,
Yep.
It's cool to see
God,
that in
it's
an
like
industry
free
that
poaching.
do what?
It's like free poaching. Like your best one
Yeah,
that need a
but it's
job.
great.
I've got one. Like
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
great. I think it's
works
great.
both ways.
I
It's
think
getting more
that's-
competitive. It's great, man.
I did not. For the 3 people that care about this, Super Meat Boy is now out on the Nintendo Wii U. They finally ported it to every system imaginable ever.
Great.
So there you go.
Same thing for Terraria.
Oh, is that on the Wii U as well?
Dude, it's been driving me crazy because I'm in the camp that has been like, I love Terraria. I thought it was a great game. Fantastic. Spent weeks in it. And they announced like last year this other game called Terraria Overworld or Underworld or something, where it's like this big expansion, completely new environment, all this stuff. And then they just stopped talking about it for literally like months and months and months. And then all of a sudden they came back with like, yeah, Terraria for the Wii U and your 3DS and your calculator and your watch. And it's like, what about your other shit? Like, come on. Like, where's all this other cool stuff that you said was coming? Like, you showed us a trailer. Oh, man. Drives me crazy.
I guess this happened today. I didn't know this. The Batman Return to Arkham was announced, which I guess is a PS4.
Oh, dude. Oh God, what is it? I think they're changing the engine so it's better or something.
Which game? I don't understand what game they're remaking. Are they remaking
recent the one that was the train wreck?
Really?
Do you have to buy it?
I think.
Yeah, no, it's a full game. I think
They did refund a lot of the other ones. So
Oh.
do we have the article for that?
I'm watching the trailer, but the trailer doesn't say. It just shows gameplay. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck. It says Batman Return to Arkham featuring. Okay, it features Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and all the DLC ever released for it.
Is there anything about
it's just
the
a
engine?
combo.
Oh, it's Arkham and City. Okay, thank you, chat. Chat is.
Yeah,
It's
the first
Arkham
2
Asylum
Batman
and City.
Arkham games coming to
That's what I just
PS4.
said. Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah, thanks, Chad.
It's like,
Not you guys. Not you. Y'all suck. Thank you, chat.
so I mean,
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Batman Telltale game. I thought.
no.
That.
That'll probably be E3 because we saw that
I'm
last
excited
E3.
for that shit.
Yeah, that'll be cool to see for sure. Because I just want to see what that actual game looks like. Couple other small little things.
Picture Batman, but take out all the hitting and the punching that you do. Like that should be good. Good idea.
Yeah, that's true. System
Really
Shock
tough move.
Remastered. The Kickstarter was announced for June 29th, so that'll probably get funded immediately because of people's nostalgia.
What?
Do what?
What did you say?
The System Shock Remastered Kickstarter was announced that it's going to be starting on June 29th. So now we're even getting like
I've never played that, and I really, really want to.
we're getting announcements for a Kickstarter announcement date. Like that thing is getting the model for Kickstarter is ever changing. It seems.
Well, they want to show a good first day, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Pillars of Eternity 2 is confirmed and most likely to use crowdfunding. There's a small team also working on something unannounced from Obsidian. And
Not Tyranny?
what?
It's not Tyranny?
No, it says Pillars of Eternity confirmed and most likely use. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe I don't know. Let me see where this article leads. It's from GamePressure.com.
We cannot stop this broadcast without talking, Brother Man Bill. I want to know what the fuck's going on. with
Okay,
that.
we'll close on that. We'll also close
It's
on
like most confusing.
something else right after this. No, it doesn't say that. Something to do with the prototype using Unreal Engine that he mentioned during his podcast with Game Informer. And then the final thing is that Hideo Kojima released what did he call it? The icon of Kojima Productions, which is Ludens?
Yes.
I don't know. It's very Kojima. That's
Like a
it.
cop drop?
Yeah.
Dude, it's the creative suit. Dude, this thing is so cryptic and awesome.
What am I seeing? Explain it to me. Because I saw it and I was like, cool, Neil Armstrong.
Okay, have you seen the Kojima logo
Yes.
for the Kojima studio? Like the head thing? Well, that's the rest of it.
That's it
the
right
whole
here.
thing.
Right?
So if you
Oh.
look at the head, that's actually the Kojima logo for the new studio. And then all the rest of it is supposedly a hint at his next project.
Huh.
Who's Who's the Fox logo that I'm thinking of?
That was also Kojima, but that was back when he was with Bandai Namco.
Oh, okay.
And that
Also-
was actually specifically called Fox something, I think.
Do you is this because this is
Specifically called Fox something, I think. Did you?
No, it had a different name. Is what I meant to say. Like it had a specific
Specifically
name. It was
called-
Interesting. Interesting. I'm not.
It was called Fox, and then little words under it, something
We
like
need
that.
you on more, Jericho. You and me, we're banging. We're on
There
all
you go.
cylinders.
it says so. Did you see this shit, Code? Did you decipher this?
Konami. I keep calling it Bandai. Why do I get it mixed up?
Is this part of the
Konami.
game, or what the fuck is this?
He's fucking
I have
taking
no
a
clue.
photo of him getting.
But
off
why
the
is this?
airplane.
It says 1 of 3, and then there's 2 other photos.
No, those are
I didn't
just
see the other
other
photos,
tweets.
so I have no idea.
He's saying like this is the first of 3. You're going backwards in time, not forwards. You dipshit.
I understand. This is why we need Jericho on the
You're, like,
show more.
staring at, like, an airplane.
We need Jericho on the show more because no one understood and was entertaining what the fuck was going on, and now we've solved everything. He says we will will deliver the new play in the new future with cutting edge equipment, technology, and frontier spirit. I've never read the gear he's wearing is the extra vehicular activity creative suit.
So jet suits, Call of Duty Infinite confirmed. It's Kojima's new game.
Yep.
Can you imagine E3 big stage this reveal Call of Duty multiplayer produced by Kojima? It's just like
There you go.
You would hear an entire crowd like
heartbreaking.
jizz and shit its pants at the same time.
Yeah, probably. What is it you guys want to know about Brother Man Bill?
Was that you singing?
Is that you?
No, it sounds really like me though.
It is so similar to you. I've heard you sing.
When?
No, not on the microphone. Sitting next to you.
Oh yeah.
During
The
karaoke.
Yeah, it sounds just like
Sitting
me.
next to you, hearing you belt out every single fucking song that came out.
Oh yeah.
That came on.
Yep.
You knew every word to all of them.
Of course, I
And
love my
was
top
sitting next
20.
to you, hearing you like you were singing along with them and shit. So I've heard you sing and stuff. And I mean, you're not horrid,
I'm not a singer, yeah, of
but
course.
that could have very well have been.
It does sound very like Elohim found that video in his stream, and he was like, he tweeted that, and I was like, what the fuck is? All right, I guess I sang this song, and so I've just been going with it. That sounds like me though.
I'm not kidding you. I was fooled.
Oh,
Completely.
I saw you freaking out in the intro of the show. It was great. It was fantastic.
The only thing that I was a little apprehensive about was the kind of yodely register change in your voice that he does on the song, or not your voice, but his voice on the song, because he does
Don't let him lie to you, Zeke.
like a
It's
little
fine.
like up like at
Yeah,
the,
that really I understand now.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, can JP do that?
I mean, I was in choir. I did learn how to sing back then.
Choir boy JP.
Before my voice dropped, and then it all went to shit.
But
there you
yeah, and also the other selling point was like it's super simple. Like the lyrics are really simple.
It's just the same, like five
Yeah. I
or
was like,
six lines.
I was snowed. I could, if you said yes, I would have been like, who wrote the song and did you write the song?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. I would have asked you a million questions about it.
Yep. A lot of people are asking us our thoughts on the Overwatch cinematic. It's awesome. It was 10 out of 10. I
never
thought it
saw
was my. You haven't seen it yet?
No, it's Hanzo and
Hanzo and Genji.
right?
Yeah. It hits on pretty much like it doesn't do anything new with like storytelling or character development or anything, but it's still so fucking well done that I was like,
What do you mean?
well, I mean, it's just those characters have been
new
seen
shit.
before. Do what?
Yeah, it doesn't give you a new character, but it gives you
No. I'm saying just in general of like characters in like media. They
Oh,
don't
yeah,
like
yeah.
do anything crazy or new
Yeah.
in the media.
It's
but-
the first game that's presented lore to me in a way that I actively want more of it produced so I can watch more of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not big into lore, but this is pretty bang on, man.
Yeah. I think Soldiers is supposed to launch Monday, I think, before the game or something like that.
Fuck yes!
So
The
there's
fourth one. It's the last one. So.
yeah. Yeah.
See, and that's the thing. Like, they haven't done any. I don't think any of the cinematics with characters that I actually play.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I want to see May.
I mean, there's a ton of them for sure.
You know, I would love to see, because as far as just looking at him, has definitely the most character just by looking at him is Roadhog.
Him and Junkrat will probably be in the same one together.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. When we visited. Oh, never mind.
There you go. Yeah. You can't. I don't think you can talk about that stuff yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. Let's call it a show. Let's wrap it up. Next show will be next Wednesday. We'll probably. Are we going to talk about Overwatch again next Wednesday? Like, is that what's going to be the focus of the show? I don't really know what else we'll talk about. I guess we'll see.
I will bore you to tears with Fallout 4 DLC.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Good. We'll have that comes out tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, we'll talk about.
I'm going to be probably playing a different game every day.
Oh,
because of my
Oh, you're doing the St. Jude stuff, yeah.
St. Jude stuff. Yeah, because the top donator daily, whoever's the top donator, and if they're still around by the end of the broadcast, they get, or actually, I'll just message them, whatever. But they get to pick the next game, the game for the next day.
Awesome. I hope someone picks.
Whoever's the top donator daily will pick the game for the following day.
Zeke, I don't mean.
Also-
Well, go ahead.
okay.
Go.
Well, I was gonna say, I think I've got a Total Warhammer stream. Yeah, I will have played it before. So I'll also have a few hours in the new Total War.
Oh,
Warhammer
that's right. That comes out the same day as Overwatch. I forgot about
Yep,
that.
I'm doing a big stream on the 24th, actually.
Zeke, I don't want to cause a panic attack for you. All right.
Okay.
So I'm just prefacing this.
Okay.
You realize that someone is going to donate every day and be the top donator and choose Boshi.
Hey, it's if it's for the if it's for the kids, man, I'll do whatever.
Okay.
I still owe you for dinner at PAX East. I'm coming for you, Zeke, every day.
Well,
Every
here's
day.
the other thing is, let's see. This is one you might get behind.
Okay.
I've got the goals, the 5K, 10K, 20K, whatever.
Okay.
The 10K, if we hit 10K, this one might be for you guys,
Uh-huh.
like all of you. If we hit $10,000, which I'd be really sad if we didn't. I'm going to at TwitchCon, I'm going to go to a local place that sells paintball equipment and grab some paintball shit for broadcasters to shoot me with.
Oh yeah, that's.
I thought you were going to go the other way around. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we
No,
can
no,
shoot
no, no,
Zeke.
no, no.
I was like, we're gonna go paintball. Woo!
No, I will let you guys. I will you pass the gun around and each take a shot. Just pop,
Good.
pop, pop, pop.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll be wearing a mask and a cup,
Okay.
but
You
and
are
a
going to turn
shirt and
into a
stuff, but no
snark.
other armor.
Yeah, that's going to
We're
hurt.
Learn what a lower
Dude,
back-
you played paintball right
Oh, yeah.
before, Zeke? You
Oh, it
have?
fucking sucks.
That's going to really hurt.
That's your 10K goal?
inner thigh.
I might bump it up to 20.
Well, no. Like, what's the goal? Like, what's the
10
goal exactly?
10K.
Like, what's the wording?
Oh.
Like,
If we get to
10K, you get to
$10,000
shoot-
raised,
Okay. Then everyone gets to shoot you that stops by?
no.
Just
I'm
Twitch
just gonna,
broadcast.
I'm just gonna pick a handful of broadcasters and we'll film it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll pick my favorite people like you guys and several other broadcasters, I don't know, a dozen maybe.
Cool.
Could we raise the goal and have you take off eventually the cup and mask?
That's just a health hazard.
And also,
it's
this is
deep.
where I
Come
make
on.
money, and that's where I make babies. So no.
You're not wrong.
You really underestimate the pain of an upper thigh welt like that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's
That
going
I've-
to hurt.
So
I've been
Like
bad.
the flab on the back of the
oh,
leg. Yeah.
It really stings.
That's
Hey,
gonna hurt.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready. It's okay.
It's going to hurt.
All right. calm down.
Also, was Bacon joking, or is he actually changing his name to Bacon?
He has pledged to change his official legal name to Bacon _donut.
Why?
And that was hit for 100,000, right?
Raised $1,000 for
$1,000.
$100,000 in his 171 hour straight
Fucking
stream.
legend. He should not have the underscore. I see so many problems with airplane documents. Sir, you
Well,
have
from
an
what I heard,
underscore in your
no,
name?
from what I heard, he wanted to originally make his first name Bacon _donut, just like his Twitch name. But
Oh.
apparently, you can't have underscores in legal names.
Yeah,
So
I
I
wouldn't
think
doubt
he's
it.
changing his full name so that the word underscore is his.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Underscores
there's
his middle name.
A Mrs. Donut.
A Mrs. Donut, yeah.
So his initials will be Bud.
Yes.
Oh, bud.
Bud's pretty good.
Wow. That is, I mean.
So
let's do
hold
it.
on. So he'll go into a restaurant like, Mr. Donut, your table is ready.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Are you bacon donut party of 4?
Just for like,
No, search party of 4.
And when it, like get married, like now it presents you with Mr. and Mrs. Donut.
I guess I really
Mr.
can't
Mrs.
like.
Bacon _ donut.
Yeah, bacon _ donut.
I feel like this is one of those.
I love it. I'm with it.
I think it's great and more power to him, but I can guarantee you, like 30 years from now, he's sitting around with his grandkids, and it's like the old guy with the tattoo.
Come here,
of the
little
girlfriend.
donut.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, it was a thing I did for this
Yep.
website.
His kids are donut holes.
Yeah. Jeez.
I
I'm
mean-
bacon donut. These are my donut holes.
I guess I don't like. I'd rather be a donut than a boner. So.
Would you?
What? Where is that? I don't get the. I
My
don't
last name is Boner.
His
oh,
last
is
name
it? Oh,
Yeah.
God. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so.
Ouch.
I mean, I guess I can't really say anything about it. Like, but I'd rather be donut.
Don't you tell him it's pronounced
you-
Boehner
hold on,
like
what-
the politician?
No,
You
'cause he's a
could be
pussy.
Tucker
Boner.
Erection.
I'd rather just be Willie Boner.
Jericho,
Yeah.
before we go,
just. I'm gonna change my last name to Blood Engorged Penis.
Jericho, before we go, we need the funniest story that's happened because of your last name.
The one that I always go to is 7th grade. 7th grade, I had to go to. We had like an IT class, where you just like
Learn how to type?
Flash or whatever. Yeah, no, but yeah. So we fucking show up there, and we had a new teacher, and she didn't have like the attendance sheet, so we sat around, and we have to go around and say our names, and of course it gets to me, and I'm like, I'm Tucker Boner, and she's like, haha, like fucking around with the new teacher. What's her name? And of course, like one of the kids next to me is like, no, his name's really Tucker Boner, and she's like, so you're all like, because everybody's laughing. She's
Yeah.
like, well, you're all in on it. Like, I see how it is. Go to the office, and then we'll see how funny this is. And I was like getting up on my way out, and I'm like, but my last name really is Boner. And she's like, disrupt me again. And I was like, all right, I'll go to the office. So I sat down. She comes in, and she's like to the lady, she's like, listen, he's been disrupting my class or whatever. And I was like, I told her my name was Boner. And the lady at the desk just looks at her, looks at me. And then she gives me like a detention slip, and she's like, you have to talk to the principal about this. And I was like, okay.
What the fuck?
So I had to talk my way out of detention for having the last name Boner, because like the receptionist lady couldn't give a shit, and the new teacher didn't know, and she never apologized. That's fucked up.
That
She
is
thought I,
fucked up.
did it for,
Just like
a specific
Homefront.
reason.
Just like
Yeah,
Homefront, never
Just like
apologized.
Homefront.
Bring it around.
Nobody said sorry.
Full
Yeah.
circle. We did
But
it.
most part, it's just funny, like nothing really. A lot of people are afraid to say it, like in a assembly hall or like calling for me.
Is your name
There, Mr.
Boner?
Bonner,
Bonner.
Mr. Bonner, Boner. Ah, okay.
Sir, it's pronounced Bonet.
Yeah, it's
Boner.
Boner. It's German.
There you go.
It is German.
No, it's like Mr. Bonner. It's pronounced fuckstick.
Yeah, it's actually silent.
Oh,
It's Norwegian. Yeah.
there
Yeah.
you go. Let's do some shout outs and call it a show. Zeke, you want to start us off?
Sure. What's going on? 4R boys, where are my 4Rs at? My name is Ezekiel III. I'm a variety broadcaster, broadcasting noon Pacific every day, except Fridays. Starting off my St. Jude week, the Zeke week. St. Jude Zeke week is starting 2 days from now on the 20th with Boshi Day. The May 20th will be Boshi Day. It will start with 2 hours on the clock for every $5 donation. We'll add 1 minute of time to the broadcast. So if you want to come see me, just sad, real sad, like for hours, that'd be a good day. So Friday and then Saturday, like going for an entire week till the 26th. We got lots and lots of great stuff planned. Encounter tables, we're going to auction off broken shit. There's going to be a caster cosplay. I'm narrowing it down to 4 people, so you can donate to who you would like to see a cosplay cast. The cosplay cast went so well that we brought it back this year. The encounter table, meaning like we'll roll a dice and see like what awful shit I have to do during that broadcast. Wednesday, after drop frames. Next week will be karaoke day. So after drop frames, we'll get some alcohol and we'll do some karaoke, doing donations for songs. And then Worms and Bugs on Thursday. Mr. Scott Evans, my right-hand mod, will be up there. We'll come up here from Denver and we'll eat disgusting shit, I guess, for money for kids. So I want to thank Jericho for being an awesome guest.
Aw.
Hilarious. I always enjoy having you around because I think, we have a similar sense of humor, which I, obviously I enjoy myself. And also CohhCarnage and itmeJP for being my co-host. That's it.
I hate you.
There you go. There you go. Co, do some shout outs.
Go. Hi.
No,
I'm
not, you
Co.
don't repeat your name.
Hi.
Did you say Co or
I said
cool?
Cool.
I thought you
Co.
I thought you were just like
Co.
Co.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. Big thanks as always to Zeke and JP. A huge thank you to Jericho. It was a ton of fun having you on, man. Always awesome. Always a good time. I'm Co. I stream every single day at 8 a.m. EDT. Currently on day 940 something of my 4-year challenge. Just passed $31,000 raised for St. Jude month. This month we've got another 10 days to go with some pretty crazy goals and a few secret achievements if we make some goals. Tomorrow is Far Harbor DLC. May 31st is Blood and Wine Witcher DLC. 24th is Overwatch and Total War. I'm sure I'm speaking for most of the casters when I see all these games. Definitely watch them as well. But anyway, hope to see you guys there. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. And yeah, hope to see you in the channel.
There you go. Is Total War multiplayer? Do they have multiplayer?
I think it is going to Co. I think it's going to be
Go!
Co.
There you go.
Co.
That was so stupid. You should just make a cool emote that just has you saying Co.
Co.
Jericho, do some shout outs.
All right. Okay.
Jericho!
Bonar boy!
Bonar!
Yo, thank you guys for having me on. It's always fun. You guys are a riot. If you guys want to check me out, I stream lots of FPSs, also old school RuneScape. I'm not a poser, bitch. I haven't played the game. The 24th, Overwatch. I'm doing a Blizzard-sponsored tournament with Ammunition, Fairlight, I'm Cody, and Moon. If you guys watch Siegel, is on my team. We're going against Gold Glove. It's going to be a slaughter. It's going to be super embarrassing for him. Thanks, guys. Again, I'm always down to do this, but hopefully I'll see you guys in my stream later.
There you go.
That's a great description, too. I like your little info card for him.
Oh, what
Thank
is?
God.
Oh, I forgot I had that. I didn't change it. What does it say? Oh yeah, it makes fun of your name.
A grown man who still hasn't learned to
I did learn how to spell your name though, because it's Cho with I in the beginning. So there you go.
Yeah, 6 eyes.
Yeah, there you go.
Simple.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the stream. We'll see you next week. We're talking about more stuff. We'll see you then. Bye bye.